Welcome back to another episode of the Girl Stop Playin podcast. It's your favorite homegirl, Coriel, here to encourage you to stop playing with your potential and start working for what you want in life and in love. You already know it's my goal to bring you the information and the conversations to help you make the money and get the honey. You can have it all as long as you are willing to work. And today we have another special business spotlight interview. As y'all know, there is pretty much nothing that I love more, than being able to be an advocate for Black-owned businesses. I am extremely loud and proud in my support for the Black family, but if Black families are not benefiting from these Black businesses, then what are we doing? So we have to make sure we're having both sides of the conversation, and y'all can count on having that conversation here on Girl Stop Playin. So without further ado, please join me in giving a warm welcome to today's guest, Santia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. So excited that you came all the way, y'all. From where?
North Carolina.
To be in the building.
Yes.
Okay. Shout out to those husbands, because the hubby did the majority of the driving.
He did.
One of my favorite benefits of being a wife.
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to take out the trash and I don't want to drive the car.
Yeah, always in the passenger seat. I'm okay with that.
A passenger seat princess. Yes, that is what we are. But thank you for making the trip to ATL for y'all, for this show. So make sure when we're done with the show, you check out the show notes below, grab the link to her website so that you can check her out, and make sure that you follow her on Instagram so that you can stay connected. So I want to talk about this amazing business and brand that you are creating. Before we get into that conversation, I have to shout out my girl Candace, your mentor, my friend Candace. Y'all know Candace is no stranger to the show. She has definitely, she's always around, always so supportive, and she's literally changing lives.
She is.
You are proof.
Yes, absolutely.
So shout out to you, Candace. Thank you.
Thanks, Candace.
Thank you for the connect.
Project.
Yes, thank you for the connect. Okay, so you are the owner of Petals and Stems Spa.
Correct.
Tell us all about it.
So
it's obviously in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Right. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm like on Glenwood Avenue. Everybody's in North Carolina and Raleigh, you know. We're near Crabtree Valley Mall, which is like a large mall in North Carolina. But yes, I'm the owner of Petals and Stems Spa in Raleigh. And I love empowering women and bringing couples together, and also letting the men know that they matter too.
Yes. Okay, we're going to get into that, because when I was preparing for this interview, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. That was something that I didn't know. So y'all, it's about to get spicy, okay?
Really
But
spicy.
before we get spicy, what were you doing before you started your spa business? Like immediately before you got into this business, what was life like?
So I am I have a degree in information systems. So I'm in cybersecurity.
Oh, very different.
It's very different.
Two very different lanes that you're kind of dibbling dabbling in. So what was actually your motivation for getting into the wellness industry?
So learning about alternative ways to help women get pregnant. So that's actually how I started.
Interesting.
How I started, yes. So I had a friend that's in the industry. She does body contouring, and she decided to expand her business, and we talked about just different ways that we can serve women, and one of the ways was yoni steaming. And then I had a friend that had fertility challenges, so that it kind of went together. So just doing research and consulting with people who are already in the industry and finding out different methods, vitamins, lifestyle changes, you know, even positive words that could change your life. And it just turned into this beautiful spa that I have now.
Okay, so I was not expecting that. But it's a conversation that has come up so many times. Obviously, the majority of my audience is women. 99.99999% women, and Black women at that. And the challenges that we deal with just, you know, times 10 from other cultures and other communities of women in terms of our fertility, our womb health, knowing what's going on, and then not only knowing it, that's half the battle, but then being able to be an advocate for yourself for whatever you need. And a lot of people are now starting to explore non-traditional options, like other things besides, like, let me just go to the doctor and see what the doctor is going to tell me, because 9 times out of 10 the doctor is going to tell you something that is so drastic and extreme, and they never, it's always just mind blowing for me how much like traditional doctors never even know about non-traditional things.
Yep.
Like outside of what they learn textbook, it seems like they don't even explore or research.
They don't even
outside
get
of
into
that.
it in medical school.
Not at all.
Not at all. The only thing you say is take this medicine, have this surgery, remove this from the body.
Yep.
Sew this
we'll just
up.
cut it off.
We'll cut it off.
Yeah, and you'll figure out the rest. And I actually did an interview a couple of months ago with a young lady who has a brand that's specifically around like different products and herbs and things for the yoni. And it was because of her own ailments and issues that she had personally experienced, was literally trying to advocate for herself as a teenager. Nobody would listen to her. And it took her so many years, I think almost like a decade, to even figure out what was wrong.
Right.
So imagine experiencing something like debilitating pain.
They don't take you serious.
They don't take you serious, or they try to convince you that what you're feeling, it's not that.
Right.
Or they diagnose, they misdiagnose, and then it's a decade before you figure out like what it really is. And so it's so important that we start to do our own research, that we start to do our own due diligence, that we start to tap into conversations like this and resources like this, so that it's not the end of the world if something happens. But for a lot of women, infertility is such a struggle.
It is.
It's such even a hard conversation to have. There's a lot of shame and embarrassment around it.
Right. You want to take the taboo away from it.
Yes, want to take the taboo away from it. So talk about some of the women maybe that you've worked with, and maybe some of the experiences that you've been a part of for women who were like dealing with infertility challenges.
So I try to, when people come in, I always do a consultation first, because I want to get all in your business, right? I want to know how you're feeling about you personally. Everybody comes in carrying things, and you might feel heavy, just physically and mentally, emotionally, but you don't realize that you carry that stuff with you. And people can sometimes see it, because I'm a bit of a seer, right? So I can physically see and feel things with people when they're carrying things. And the more you try to hide it, the worse it gets. And so secrets manifest mess, right? And it leaves you as a victim. So what I do is I kind of help you unpack all of that stuff. I'm not a therapist at all, right? I have worked in the medical field even before I got into IT, and that's always been my love, right? So the IT part is funding or, just getting me to the next level, but my love is helping people, right? So I do the consultations, and I kind of get into like who you really are and what the goal really is. Are you doing this for you? Are you doing this for somebody else? Are you trying to keep somebody, versus a desire that you personally have to bring little people into the world, right? Or are you just substituting? Are you trying to fill a gap? Right? So we kind of get into all of that. But when you go to traditional doctors, they don't get into that kind of stuff.
Nope.
Or even traditional therapists, right? So it just depends on what the woman's goal is. And then we kind of unpack it from there. But I let her know that this is a safe space, right? Come in here, dump all your nastiness, all the dirtiness, all the shame, leave it here. And I'll sage it out. I got Florida water, right?
Yeah.
So I'll
cleanse it.
Right. And so when women come in, carrying things, we tend to get affected in our womb. So the IBS, right? Or the cramping, the heavy periods, the absence of period, all of that, the cyst, all the clogging that gets into our tubes, all of that stuff is trauma. Even if you were born with, an issue, that your mother passed that to you. Anything that she didn't unpack, you're now carrying.
So it is your responsibility to unpack that before you pass it on.
Correct.
Ooh, that's deep.
You have to unpack it because you don't want the next person, even the person that you're carrying or the person that you're coming in contact with, to carry that. Right? You want to release those burdens, and you want to stop. You want to stop it right where it is. It's not worth carrying. You don't want to continue to be the victim. So once you realize that you take personal responsibility for carrying that stuff, and then release people and things that no longer serve you, and then you're able to start dealing with healing.
Gotcha.
But you can't heal if you're not willing to unpack.
To release. Black women, we are so good at like sweeping stuff under the rug. Acting like it's all good, and it ain't.
Keep functioning.
We gotta save face. We gotta be strong. We gotta be tough. We gotta have it all together. Nobody can see us sweat. Nobody can see us struggle, and it's literally killing us.
Yeah.
And it is eating us from the inside out sometimes. I mean, when I first came into like my personal development space and I'm reading and researching and doing all the things, and I found out that like, I don't remember if it's 80 or 90, so I always say 80 to 90 because I don't remember which one it really is. But 80 to 90% of all diseases, illnesses, ailments, all of the things that are killing us, stress related. That is mind blowing to me that we are doing it to ourselves, but it's unknown. It's unbeknownst to us because this is what we're used to doing. We're used to being stressed, and we don't even feel stressed.
It's the norm.
It's the norm. And I went to here in Atlanta. There years ago, there was like it would kind of be like what a med spa is today. It was a long time ago, and it wasn't. It was not sexy. It was like a doctor's office, but it was like Western medicine and Eastern medicine. So they did both. So they did meridian testing. They did all of the things. Yeah. And one of the tests was like a stress test. And when I tell you that my numbers were like through the roof, but I felt fine. Yeah. You know, I felt like today's it's just Tuesday. You know, it's just a Tuesday. And the doctor was telling me like, you would be surprised based on like a global scale, the amount of stress that American women, not even black women, because we know ours is probably 10 times whatever the standard American woman is. The amount of stress that we experience on a daily basis is like unbelievable, unheard of, unbearable for so many other cultures of women around the world, but it's just what we're used to. And if you think about it, we're probably not carrying half the stress that our mothers carry. Right. Generationally, it like, you know, hopefully it's decreasing.
It just looks different though.
It just looked different.
It just looks different.
It just looked different. And most of the time you didn't know until you look back and you're like, dang, I really was a mess. Or dang, I didn't know that this affected that in that way. And so again, as the mothers of our household, of our communities, that's why it's so important for you to have that awareness, recognize whatever it is, and then release it. Because if you still holding it, somebody else is gonna, you know, pick it up and hold it too, and then they ain't even gonna know where it came from.
And it's just like when you're in a bad relationship, everybody outside of you is saying, "Don't you see this?" Or you know, he's doing that or she's doing that, and that's not right. But it becomes your norm. Yep. But you don't really recognize how much it really affected you until you're out of it.
Until you're out of it.
So it's the same thing. It's the same thing when it comes to food. So what you're eating is literally killing you, right? I'm not saying that I'm like the healthiest, but I know what gets inside of me and makes me miserable. But it's great while I'm in it, right? Just like those relationships, we're in it and it's just great. Oh, it just feels great, and then he goes and cheats on me, right? Or you go and eat that ice cream and then you're crying for the next 3 hours, right? It's the same thing. So you really have to look at it the same way. I'm causing my own stress. Yep. I'm causing my own pain. Yep. What can I do to save myself? Right?
Listen, because nobody is coming to save you. Right. We know that nobody is coming to save you. You got to save yourself.
As you said, right.
It's regardless of how it shows up in your life, that save yourself moment, it's coming. And if it ain't came yet, it's on the way. It's on the way. And knowing that, you know, it's cool to say it. But baby, when you're in it, it's much harder to do what needs to be done. It's much harder to choose yourself. It's much harder to recognize those toxic ties that you still have, or that dysfunction.
Because when you're in it, you can't see outside of it. Until you are just fed up with it. And this ain't like, even when your cycles are just so heavy, I've been to this doctor, I've been to that doctor, I've done this, I've eaten this, but okay, now start thinking outside the box. Now look at your girlfriend next to you who doesn't talk about her cycle. Let's talk about it. What's normal? What is normal?
Because you don't know you only know you. You don't know what's normal.
You don't have those conversations.
Exactly. You don't even know what anybody else is dealing with or experiencing. And I just love that you have this holistic approach, that it's not just like, okay, come in here, sit on this stool, let's do this yoni steam, let's do a facial, let's do a whatever, you know, whatever the services are, and then you go on about your business. It's like, I know you say you're not a therapist, but it sounds very therapeutic. It sounds very therapeutic. And so I think when I first heard about yoni steam specifically, I didn't necessarily correlate it with like infertility. I didn't hear about it for that reason. I'll say that. I heard about it for, you know, other reasons. You know, when you say you're trying to do this to keep a man, they talk about, you know, it helps you if you dry, if you're not tight. Right. All of the vanity things.
The pH,
all the pH. Now that's important. That ain't vanity. Important. That ain't vanity. that is real right there. Okay. You definitely need that. But infertility, I don't think I don't think it's talked about enough, because even when you sat down and said this, I have read that, but it did not, even in preparing for this conversation, I didn't put these two together,
It's
and I
very,
wish I
very
would
effective.
have, because so many women are dealing with infertility.
It's
so
very effective, but you have to be willing to do the work.
what's the work?
The work is recognizing that there is an issue in your head, in your heart, because we have to cleanse that first. All of this stuff works together. How is your blood flowing? What are you eating? What's your blood type? So I actually work with other holistic practitioners, nurses. I have a doctor, I have a hypnotist. My sister's a therapist. So she's a licensed therapist, not me, but she's a licensed therapist. But it's a whole village. Acupuncture as well. So what are you eating? How are you sleeping? What's your diet like? Are you exercising? You know, the exercise. My husband used to be a personal trainer.
I could tell, girl, and you look.
You know, I'm so used to.
You know, what is this called? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm easily distracted. No, not this. I'm talking about your actual body. It's like Angela Bassett.
The chest part. I got my
is that a muscle?
Good stuff.
What is that? I don't have that.
I do lots of chest and back.
So whatever that is, that's what I meant when I said I could tell. Like, looking good. Yes, the Angela, whatever Angela Bassett be doing, baby. Yes,
I'm gonna start calling it that.
That's all I'm
gonna start calling it that.
Yes, it's fabulous.
But we just have to stay on top of everything, and then just being the healthiest you can emotionally clears all of this out. We got to clear all of this out.
So we do need a therapist.
You do need
we
a
do
therapist.
need a therapist.
Yeah.
We need a team.
Absolutely.
So while we have our hairstylist, our lash girl, our makeup artist, our nail tech, we also need
somebody that can unpack everything
the
with you,
internal.
be vulnerable with. I don't know you, you don't know me. Let me tell you all of my dirty secrets, and I'm gonna leave.
And I'm not gonna judge you. Leave it here, and then literally freeing yourself.
Yeah.
So all of that negative energy, and I know, I mean, when we get into like talking about like chakras and being unbalanced and like all of the things, I know for sure, you know, if certain chakras are imbalanced, that can cause, it's so many things that literally, if you just go to a doctor, they're going to tell you the most basic thing because it's so deep that they're not even like grazing the surface of what it could be. But so many people are struggling.
And the best thing that you can do, speaking of chakras, is do color therapy. Right?
Tell us about that.
So if you're feeling like I don't speak up for myself, right? Like I don't want to hurt people's feelings. Like it's okay, I'll be fine. No, you need to start speaking. So you would want to focus on your throat chakra, right?
And what color is that?
So the heart is green and the throat is blue.
Blue, okay.
So you want to start focusing and you want to open your third eye, right? So you want to go from top to bottom. But if you're just feeling like you need to talk. You need to speak up for yourself. Then you want to start wearing those colors because you want to start opening those things up. If you're feeling like I want to be with someone, right? I want to be in a relationship. I haven't been. Well, what's wrong with your heart? Take responsibility. Start wearing your red colors. Start wearing your green colors. Start wearing your orange colors. Start to balance everything. Up and down. You can get the sunglasses, even like the color of this rug. Like just start putting things around you. Eat those color fruits that you need to balance. Do some sexy dances, you know, and you can do it at home. Start belly dancing. If you want to be more grounded, keep your shoes off where you're going, right? Start claiming things, speak things out loud. I say things that are so crazy that it's scary. So I know I'm not going in
you gotta be real dreamers are delusional.
I don't like people to say, I'm just thinking realistically. Well, what does that mean?
I don't know
create
what that means.
My reality.
Exactly.
I have the power to do that, right? Me personally, I believe in God, right? So he told me, and everybody else that believes in him, you know that you have the power in your mouth, right? In your tongue. What are you saying? What are you thinking about? Think about what you're thinking about.
That part.
At all times.
That part.
What are you thinking about? And people say, I can't meditate, so I can't manifest. I can't. Okay, when you're meditating, just piece of advice. When you're meditating, nobody thinks about nothing. Right? When those thoughts come, thank you for the thought and let it go.
That is so much easier said than done because you sit down there, you just know you about to have a good session.
You just don't engage in it.
And then it's a laundry list of something.
You just don't engage. Speaking of laundry, I have to do my laundry. Okay, thank you for the thought. Let it go. Oh, did I call her back? Thank you for the thought.
Is it chanting? Like if you hum?
I don't. I do Okay. Like just like the sound, what they say, the
else
sound of the
to
universe,
focus
right?
on. It's like give yourself something else to focus on so you're not thinking about.
When I'm starting to get stressed, I do that for myself. I just But that's just for me.
Girl, I was
I'm a
trying to
little
do
bit
that when
crazy.
I was in labor. My husband thought I was.
No, it helps.
I don't
Just
know if
me
it helps.
personally. Just
Well,
me,
in life.
me
I'm going to try it in
personally.
life. It didn't help in labor, but
Yeah.
I'm going to try it in life and see.
Just me personally.
If
I
that
just because if
grounds
I
me.
can just hear that, then I can focus.
Do you do tapping? Because
I
that's
do.
what you're doing right now, right?
I do.
Girl, you do all of the things.
I do. I tap. Actually,
What you doing down at this spa? You doing all of this at the spa?
I do a little bit. So and my husband's not here today, but he is a huge part of Petals and Stem Spa.
So why he didn't come? He was.
I know.
He came all the way here.
He's always like ushering me to go do stuff, but
he likes to be behind the
he's really
scenes?
behind the scenes.
Okay.
But he's always doing research, and we implement things together. Like we do music and vibration therapy. That's another way to kind of like shake off like the traumas, right? Because your body is literally moving energy during these sessions, and just depending on the frequency, depending on what you got going on, we can release these things, and you literally feel like you're floating in the air.
Okay? So you said music and
Vibration therapy.
Vibration therapy, sound therapy. Is that with the bowl?
That's with the bowl, but I do mine a little bit different.
Okay.
So my music and vibration therapy is you can be sitting in they're nice recline chairs. My husband made all my chairs.
Okay.
As
Y'all
well.
are real fancy. Okay, power
So
couple.
he made all the chairs. You guys can see these on my Instagram as well. But they sit in the chairs, and there's speakers and transducers on the chairs.
What's a transducer?
It enhances the sound and the feeling. It's
Okay.
the actual feel.
Okay.
Like bass, like a
Okay,
boom
okay.
kind of thing, right? On the chairs, and it's built in. So just like when you see somebody with their trunk rattling kind of thing, it's the same thing, but it's
you
a
can
different
feel
frequency.
it.
So you feel the music. You hear it, but you feel the music. So I do a sound and vision deprivation. So I take away your eyes and your ears by putting on, the mask and then the headphones, and you sitting. There's light and candles and kind of things lit, but you are just sitting and you're just being.
How long do you have to do this?
30 minutes.
Just being for
And most
30
people
minutes.
are like, can I do another like 15 minutes?
Because
kind of thing.
in what life do we get
You don't.
30 minutes to
You don't.
just
You don't.
be?
And you learn to either sleep, because some people do it for insomnia. I have one client that has Tourette's, so this helps her. PTSD it helps with, as well as any type of like other traumas that you're working through. And that's another way to meditate, because it forces you not to think.
So can you do this without the fancy chair and what's the
can.
other word I didn't know?
The transducers?
Transducers.
Yeah.
I can do this at my house.
You can do it at your house. You won't feel it the same way, but you can do it at your house.
Okay. If you're in North Carolina, holla at your girl.
Yes.
But if you are in Alaska, you
Yeah.
can get on YouTube?
You can get on YouTube.
Okay.
So you have to find your frequency. So you could even type in like frequencies for anger, frequencies for trauma, frequencies
okay.
for sleep.
Okay.
That kind of thing. You could do it that way, and just find your frequencies, which is what we do when you come in. That's part of the consultation. And you find your frequency, and we release those things.
You just reminded me of something else you said that I wanted to bring back up.
Yeah.
During your consultation, you talk about sleep.
Yes.
We're not getting any sleep, like ever in life. And then throw a newborn in the
Yes.
in the scenario, and
Yes.
ain't nobody in the house.
That's
getting
the
no sleep.
perfect person to do music therapy for.
My baby.
Yes.
Girl, tell me what to do
Yes.
right now. Give me a prescription.
So you can do. They even have the Om for the baby, because that's the sound of the womb. That's the sound of the universe.
So I find this on YouTube.
You find it on YouTube.
Okay.
So you want to do frequencies for a baby's sleep, and they'll sleep longer. And I've done this. My niece has a newborn, and then she has a 4-year-old. So we've done that with the kids. And I'm actually a grandmother as well. So my daughter has a baby. He's one.
Can you zoom in on this lady?
He's one. Hi.
Girl, if we could get closer, we would. A grandchild?
Yes, he's my grandjoy. That's what I call him. My grandjoy. Yeah. He's amazing. So we
Look
do,
at his face.
we,
What?
We do the music therapy with him. It is really good. I promise.
Where did you purchase a grandchild? Because
What?
I
I
know
purchased-
that this is not
I have
What?
grown kids. I do. I have grown people.
bonus kids. Your husband's
Well, I
children.
have bonus kids and kids at birth. Yeah. My
I'm sorry,
oldest kid.
I'm
My
like-
oldest kid that I gave birth to, he's 21. So my grandbaby is my sweet bonus daughter, and she's 23. She'll be 23 in July. So she's amazing. So we have 6 kids total. So if we have a whole tribe.
My wig is sliding back. Wow.
We have a whole tribe that we do all of this stuff with. So
Yeah, that's a real village.
it is.
Wow.
It is in real life.
Baby, who would I be if I had a grandmother doing music therapy and telling me to do the color therapy for my chakras? This is what has been really lost. Good. Yeah. This is what has been lost from our community, and it's just I feel like honored to even have this platform to have this conversation because
be here.
It's just like this is such literal life-changing, life-saving conversation that we just don't always tap into, because when we talk about yoni steaming, it's like, ooh, all the silly stuff.
Yeah, you see it on TV with your girlfriends and you're hanging out.
And it's just like girls' night out, which is cool.
Yeah.
Get it however you got to get it. Yeah. But the therapy side of it, the healing side of it, the wellness side of it, I think that's not as sexy. But that is like necessary. It's so necessary.
And when I have women that come in, they come in together, groups of 6 or 7 or 8, which is great, right? I don't allow them to sit together. Come in and have your snacks. And my niece, she's an amazing chef, so she has food there for them and desserts and nice drinks and kind of thing. Then I'm like, okay, go to your booths. My husband built my booths. Build your booth. Come on, husband. So you get inside your booth, right? And like I said, with the sound deprivation, so you get in there and you are just being. And then when you come out, there's a beautiful discussion that you have with each other. And I have everybody write down what you are releasing, what no longer serves you, and what you're manifesting. Because once you release things, the universe says, oh, you have open space? I got something for you, right? So you want to be in charge of your destiny, right? You want to be in charge of your next steps. So you're putting things in. And so I'm teaching you how to speak about things, right? I have teenagers. So, at that age, you have to kind of, do a little something extra. So I started literally practicing on them and then getting with therapists that have license, and then pastors and, people that have really manifested things. And even just me walking in my own truth, right? And having these kids say things and like, Ma, that really happened. And then they're telling their friends. And my daughter's like, well, you didn't think about the what ifs. And I'm like, well, who taught you that? It's like, oh, I heard him say that. So it's like really, really a everyday practice. So you do it yourself. Yes. And then so when you come into the spa and you learn how to unpack, you learn how to release, you can teach it to your kids.
You're changing lives out there.
And the cycle continues.
How can you do this globally? What does that look like?
So that's the plan.
Okay.
That's the plan. So my absolute, I don't want to even call it an end goal, but my goal is to get with women who have been like traumatized by life, whether it be sex trafficked or raped or just nasty, I almost cursed, just nasty boys, that we've been with in the past, or even women who, whatever your situation is. And I actually do like vaginal rejuvenation as well as vaginal massage.
Or like the shots?
No, it's a infrared.
I was gonna say, because I could not get no needles. Okay, but tell us about this one.
No, so it's more of like the infrared. So it's an infrared wand.
Is that a laser?
That you do. I don't like to call it a laser because
that sounds scary. Yeah, it does.
So
okay.
no.
Tell me off the record if it sounds like a laser, but we'll find out. Okay.
But I promise it's painless. I've had it done as well. It takes 15 minutes and you don't feel anything. It's like it spins on the inside, but what it's doing is increasing the collagen that's inside the vagina, right? And so those cells are coming together and just like getting a little bit tighter and producing the walls are getting a little bit thicker, kind of thing, increasing the lubrication. If you're having any type of like incontinence, then that clears that up as well, and you no longer feel that tinkle. Maybe like when you like laugh or sneeze or run, but then again, if you've had trauma in that area, we do the vaginal massage and we do vaginal steams, and then we talk about things, we release things, and then you're able to have a new life, a new outlook on life because your vagina is brand new.
So what if you've had trauma from having a child?
Yes.
What do we do?
That's you. So my most frequent clients have had babies, or it's also the women who are in menopause, because you have that elasticity that you lose.
Well, see, I get that part.
So you have both.
But what I was not expecting.
Yeah.
I think I'm still broken. I probably just need a session, because I had this whole thing made up in my mind of like, I'm not having a C-section. I had a C-section with my first son.
Yeah.
Not having one. I'm doing a vaginal birth. I'm doing a vaginal birth.
Yeah.
I did it and it about killed me.
Yeah.
I still feel dead.
It takes like 2 years for you to really, really, really bounce back. Just like without any type of like intervention. It takes.
Girl, I need an intervention.
I've had 3 kids vaginally, but it takes about 2 years. So even like in other countries, unlike here, in other countries, like I have a cousin that lives in Germany. They give them the first, I want to say it's like a year or 2, 18 months, something like that, paid. Stay home with your kid, recuperate. That's what we need.
There's like a chart of like the countries around the world, and then United States has. It's literally six weeks. Yeah. We get 6 weeks. These people get years.
Yeah, I want to say it's like a year or 2 that my cousin.
Yeah, that's like a thing. It's not unheard of for other countries to like actually like take care of the people who are birthing the children.
And that's why we have to be patient with ourselves, because if it takes you that long to recuperate hormonally, emotionally, mentally from having a child, just imagine the other trauma that you go through. Why do you think you're going to be okay in a year? It didn't take you a year to get to that point. It didn't take you a year to get your heart broken, right? So that's why I want to talk to women everywhere, and even perform the procedure, from a nonprofit perspective, and offer the services to women who want to just rebuild their lives, right? We deserve a second, third, fourth, fifth chance because we give it to everybody else.
Facts.
Why not us?
Okay, so you stick this laser inside of ladies and it just spins around. Yeah. And then you take it out and it's over?
And it's over. So you can have up to 3 sessions and you'll be 16 all over again.
Up to 3 sessions in your lifetime? Or
well, no, within like a couple of, so you can do like 1 session and come back in like 6 weeks. And then do another session and come back in 6 weeks.
And it does not hurt?
No. Not at all.
Is it, y'all know what the people like to say when it hurt, but they don't want you to know it hurt? You know what they say? They say, okay, it's going to be a little uncomfortable. Or they say, you're going to feel a little pressure. That means it's going to be pain. None of that. Mm-mm. Okay.
So it's almost like, and it's not even the size of a penis. Like it's about the width, the length of a penis, but not the width.
Okay.
Not the width.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's more like a wand kind of thing, right? And it just goes around.
What are you doing while you're performing this?
Talking to you, make sure you're okay, or just listening to music, same thing you're doing.
Wow.
And like a lot of people just like to just have the headphones on, cover their eyes, and just let it happen. It does not hurt. There is no pressure. There's nothing. It's a spinning sensation because it's going in a circle, but nothing hurts.
Girl, you are really getting up into people's business. You said you like to get in their business. You really are.
Literally.
Wow.
Yeah. So and the same thing when it comes to like the vaginal massage. It's literally what it sounds like.
Oh.
It's literally.
Pardon me, I didn't see that on the website. Please enlighten us. What is a vaginal? Is this what they were telling me to do while I was pregnant? Is that what a vaginal massage, like to loosen you up?
So it's different.
Okay.
So that's good. Like during your last trimester to do. Yes. So my grandmother said, make sure you do never stop having sex because you have like the most painful deliveries.
Really?
And my cousins that stopped, all of them had C-sections, and the ones that didn't, we didn't have C-sections.
Wow.
But you always want to keep that area, in motion anyway.
And active.
Yeah, because them babies are disrespectful when they come out of here.
They are. I got disrespected to the utmost.
It's very disrespectful. Yeah. But it's okay. It's okay. Give yourself
2 years.
grace.
Give myself 2 years. Okay.
Give yourself grace. But the vaginal massage.
Right. Get me back on track. Okay.
The vaginal massage is exactly what it sounds like. But I walk you through the process. Like they're with me 3 to 4 hours that day. Right? I say, hey, clear your schedule because you're literally going to be with me. Like we're going to be the best of friends. Most of the time, like we're hugging and kikiing, by the time you're leaving. But you come in, do your consultation again. Even if I've seen you before, I still want to know where you are. How did this benefit you? Where are you today versus where you were the last time you came in here for this, right? What are your symptoms? I have some women that are smooth on the inside of their vagina. Everything's fine. They just want to, you can increase the size of your G-spot. You can identify your A-spot. Some women don't even know where their clitoris is based on religion because they weren't allowed to touch it. So it's just like, it's a discovery session.
What religion is that?
That's a lot of them. I don't want to say that out loud.
Okay.
I don't really know. Some people might get upset with me if I, kind of point that out.
Google it. We'll Google it.
Google it. But they're not allowed to self-pleasure. So you've only been touched by a man, right? And if he didn't do it right, and you don't even like that. So there's a lot of things, again, that get stored in our womb, in our vagina. So if you've ever been having sex with a man and you dry up, your body's rejecting him. If you have sex with a man and you get an infection afterwards, your body does not like him. Your body's rejecting him. If you are not having an orgasm, that is unfair. You need to learn how to have an orgasm, right? But you have to take the responsibility, especially for the orgasm part. I wholeheartely believe that. He can do whatever he wants. He can think whatever he wants.
But I'm going to make sure I'm good.
You're in charge of your orgasm.
Agreed.
I've always thought that. But you have to learn what's down there. How does it work?
And you're teaching them.
Yes. So we have a conversation, we talk, and then you steam because you want to release things. You want to start that process. And when you steam with intention. What am I releasing? What am I manifesting? What am I letting go of? Who has hurt me that I no longer want to hold space for, right? And so I do a full body rub down. I do a fascia massage. Like, I'm all over your business, right?
What's a fascia massage?
That's the fascia is like the tissues or the space in between the muscles that kind of you might get like lumps and bumps and knots kind of thing.
Okay.
Most of the time my clients are athletes that come in for the massage, but everybody can do it. So if you maybe have like sciatica issues or whatever, we can work through the fascia.
Okay.
But we do a massage, and sometimes I'll use like a certain type of lotion, just depending on if you're having like pain, arthritis, or if you just want to relax. I have some relaxation lotion too. I'll tell you about that out there. But so then I request permission to enter or to even touch the vagina, because you always want to ask for permission, and that's something that even if you have a partner, that they should ask for permission before they enter.
That's before
they should ask.
Okay.
Yeah, they should ask for
my husband.
Yeah. But I do teach it. I do teach it with
teach
with
partners.
couples.
Got you. Okay.
I do teach intimate touch with clients in their relationships. But then I just you want to be comfortable. By the time I get to that, you're completely comfortable. But I just touch it just gently, and you identify things. We talk through it. It's almost like you're in class kind of thing. Well, this is that and that's that. Well, how does this feel? How does that feel? And then what I'm looking for is your reaction. So some women might not react at all because they're not comfortable. Okay, well, why are you not comfortable? Does this hurt? Well, you don't like being touched here? So we talk through literally everything. Wow. And then they're like, okay, well, I want to feel pleasure there. Well, why don't I? And then we work that out. How do we work that out? I might, we use lubrication, of course, so we just kind of like stimulate it. Well, what do you like? What don't you like? Well, why don't you like that? It sounds erotic, but it's really like a tutorial kind of thing.
So erotic.
I mean? It does, but it's not. I promise it's not. And then I actually do enter the vagina. But what I'm looking for when I get in there first, before I even say anything to you, are like lumps and bumps and pulls and strains, because some women are smooth on the inside. Some of them are bumpy like gravel on the inside. Some women feel like a rubber band, like it might be like a tug, kind of like to kind of even enter. And then once the vagina starts to lubricate itself, then she's giving you permission to go further. But if there's no lubrication, self-lubrication, then she doesn't want you there.
What is the objective?
To release. So releasing people, releasing trauma, empowering yourself, identifying what you like, what you don't like, why you don't like it. It's just a training process. And then some women do come in there to find out, how do I orgasm? So I teach you how to orgasm, child of self-pleasure. So you're identifying your G-spot, right? So
that's a lot of pressure on you.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, but do all women orgasm in the same way?
No.
Yeah, so
they don't. Some women can orgasm just by touching their nipples. Mm-hmm. Some women orgasm just from the clitoris only. Some women get to that A spot and explode. Some women don't.
What's the A spot? Wait, back it up.
It's actually behind the G spot. It's like it depends on so if you have like what do they call an inverted uterus, then it could be a little bit further up and like tilted a little bit because you're kind of slanted.
So it's like way back up in there.
Yeah, it just depends on the woman. But
Okay.
It's just like an inch behind the G spot, and it's more of a pleasure spot versus an orgasm spot. So like whenever you get to that point of where you
orgasms are pretty pleasurable.
Right. No, this is better. But
Wait, but my mind is not processing this because you said it's more of a pleasure spot than an orgasm spot, but isn't an orgasm pleasure?
Orgasm has an end. The pleasure spot continues to pleasure. But you don't, some women do come from that spot though, they do, but most don't. It's just if he or you can stay in that spot, you continuously feel like you're going and going and going and going and going. You're orgasming over and over and over. There is no end to it until you just leave it alone. But when you have a G-spot or a clitoral orgasm, then it's an end to it, right? But there is not. It doesn't. So it's a little bit
My
different.
Twitter finger's going to be on fire on that internet when I get out of here. Wow. Okay. A-Spot. We will Google that
yes.
and just learn more later.
Yeah.
But you are literally... Okay. Strange question.
Go ahead. I like strange questions.
You have teenage daughters?
I do.
What do you do with your daughters? Are you introducing them to this conversation? I can't imagine that they are like detached from this.
No, not at all. So actually with my kids, I start when they're 9 talking about sex and bodies, what you shouldn't touch, who shouldn't touch you. So it becomes a normal conversation. Nothing in my house is off limits. Right? Even when my oldest son, when he was ready to have sex, he's going to kill me for saying this. When he was ready to have, he came to me. He came and asked me, "Ma, what do you think about this?" I was thinking about this. My youngest son did the same thing. Ma, I'm 16, so remember you told me to wait. And I was like,
He's like, I waited.
Give me 10 minutes. Give me a few minutes. I'm not ready. Please, just give me a minute.
That is a testament to your mothering, though.
It's a conversation because I don't want them to do what I did and go talk to their friends. Their friends don't know anything.
Nothing at all.
They don't know. And I think my daughter's a little too comfortable with me. But some stuff I'm like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. But it's good though. It's good, right? So they come to me about things and we talk about it. Everything. Oh God. So it's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Would you do a vaginal massage if your daughter was like, "Mom, I'm not sure about this"?
I would talk her through it.
Let her do it herself.
I don't know that I would do it.
That seems like that's what I want to know. Though, like, is there a line? Where does this become like? Okay, that's where I'm not comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even having a conversation with my mother, let alone like, girl, stop playing. Please get out of here. No, can't do that. Okay, so I didn't see this massager on the website.
I promise it's on there.
But let me tell you what I did see on that website.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ear services for men.
Yes.
I did not know that there was a male equivalent to yoni steaming.
It is.
Please tell us all about it.
So important. Like that is so, like I of course I'm passionate about women, right? But that is so near and dear to my heart, right? Because I love men, right? And I have boys and I have an amazing husband. And my uncle had prostate cancer recently, and he's a survivor. He's great. He's thriving. He's amazing. But that made it even more important to me, especially in our community. Like that's like that's like a number 1, number 2 top thing, right? But yes, men have to get rid of that ego. But you just sit, like you're literally sitting in a chair. I call them thrones, and they have a hole in it, and there's steam and there's herbs in the water, and you're just sitting.
And they're just hanging and swinging.
And you're just hanging and swinging. But you're relaxing. I have you in a nice environment, in a nice fluffy robe, or just the covers here. And I just have you in a beautiful environment. So the men that I treat, one of them he actually has prostate cancer. His doctor sent him to me.
Wow.
And I was like, I don't even know your doctor, but thank you. Like he saw me online somewhere and he sent him to me.
Wow.
So he comes 3 times a month to treat that. So it helps to, I don't want to say unclog, increase blood flow and oxygen in the prostate area. And so you are allowing more blood to flow. But once I tell men, hey, if you steam your prostate, your erection will be larger, it'll be longer, and it'll be wider. And you'll be able to go more. So normally
you're going to be knocking down your door.
But once they know that, they're like, oh, well, so
where I got to sign up?
Sign me up for that. And then I send them out with a cute little kit. It's something that gives them energy. It's herbal. Completely natural, no medicine, no blue pills attached to it. So it's completely, and then I give them a drink, and then I give them a paste. And you take these things together, and they're like, hey, can I get some more of that?
They're like, I don't even need that little gas station pill. I'm about to come holler at
and
you,
girl. It doesn't elevate your heart rate or anything crazy like that. It's no side effects other than she might not want you to keep. You know what I mean?
Baby.
Right.
Wow.
So I really, really love for the men to come in. I give them anything and everything they ask for when they come in, as far as like just the pampering, part of it. It's very secluded. It's very, private. When I have a man come in, I have him by himself. I do have couples that come in, but if you're just coming in by yourself, I make sure that the studio is, empty. You come in, have your time, have your space. Most men, they like to hide. They come in their lunch break. They don't tell nobody, But I'm like, you need to share this.
Seriously.
It's so important.
So y'all need to share this because I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's a thing. And it really, if you have any type of like hemorrhoids or if you have stress, anxiety, depression, it's really good for that. And I always include the music and vibration therapy, especially for the men. Wow. It's so important.
Wow. Okay. Learn something new every single day. Okay. Last thing that I have to know. What is laser lipo? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Laser lipo? Okay, yes. What is it?
So I found out about this from my friend because she does the body contouring, right?
Okay.
So it's I'm obsessed with it. I'm just gonna be honest.
Tell us. We want to be obsessed with it because the girls are losing their lives over these BBLs and all of the things, and we cannot do that.
No, it's something super simple. It's not even like invasive. It's a band. It's like just like a wrap. You know how you put the waist trainers on?
Girl, I got one on right now.
Yeah, so it's just like that, but you just plug it in, and it's the same thing that you use when you want to tighten the vagina, right? It's just like those red lasers.
Okay.
And you just put that on it, it bursts the fat cells. So you wear it for 30 minutes at a time. You can plug it in. You can it takes a 3-day period. So today you would take pictures, see how you look or whatever, and then put the laser thing on, 30 minutes, and 3 days later you're completely dropped a pant.
You got one in your bag?
Do I have it? I don't.
Okay. Is this something regular people like me can buy?
Yeah,
or you have to go to a spot?
No, yeah. I bought mine from like Amazon. They're like $40-$50. You can use it twice a week. Don't use it more than twice a week.
You're like, let me give you this disclaimer. Don't
use it. Don't
go ham, okay?
Please don't. Please don't say, Cynthia said. No.
Yeah, they're going to come looking for you. Wow.
Don't do it. Please don't do it.
Wow.
It's amazing.
The people are about to be mad because they're not all in North Carolina.
I know.
But globally, that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Somehow we're going to work that out.
Right. So I'm actually in Georgia a lot.
Okay.
I'm in Georgia a lot.
But do you bring all of your things?
I would love to. Okay. I would love to start offering services when I'm here.
Yeah,
I did the
satellite services.
Yes, I did an expo last year, and I actually had clients that I did the Ultimate Women's expo last year.
That's coming back.
Yeah,
soon.
Next
month.
Okay. And so while I'm here, I did the intimate touch with couples. The last time I was here.
Okay.
So this time I'll probably do steaming too. Okay. But I just did the massages last time.
Girl, I'm signing my man up.
Yes.
Bring your throne so he can.
We'll do.
Whatever, however you got to make it work.
We'll do.
I think that this is just not even. I mean, I'm very fascinated by all the things, and I am about to go Google my fingers away.
Please do.
But this is such a necessary conversation because it's not just self-care. Oh, I'm gonna go to the spa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a massage.
But why are you doing it?
And how is this going? How can it heal you from the inside out? Because that's what it comes down to.
That's my focus.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the work that you're doing is so necessary. I'm
Thank you.
so glad we were able to have this conversation.
Yes.
Sign me up for all the things. Well, not all the things, because I'm scared about some of the things. But we're going to sign my man up for this thing. I'm a little scared.
Don't be scared. Everything will be easy, I promise.
I'm a little scared, but I'm going right on Amazon, y'all. When I be looking slim and trim, it's because I got
Get your laser lipo belt.
Yes. I'm going to get it. I'm going to drop it in the, you got to send me the link, and I'll put it, because don't blow me up. Just check the notes. I'll make sure it's there. Yes, we'll put it there. We'll put all of your contact information. Okay. Stay connected with Cynthia. If you're in ATL,
I got you.
Maybe you can catch her when she comes back. If you're in North Carolina, you can definitely get in where you fit in and get all of this goodness. I have enjoyed you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Any last words? You can look right there in that camera and let the people know.
I want to let everybody know that you matter. Put you first. And what did she say? She said you're not selfish. You can be self-full, right? So you want to make sure that you know that you matter first. And then you're everything else. You're a mom later. You're a wife later. You're an employer, business owner later. But you matter first. And make sure that you're ready to do the work at all times to make yourself better. And I'm here to help.
And she is here to help. A resource literally changing and saving lives, y'all. Make sure you stay connected. Follow her on Instagram. Check out her website. Send a friend to her spa if you happen to know some people in North Carolina. And thank y'all for tuning in to another bomb episode of Girl Stop Playin'. Like this video, comment below and let us know something that you learned, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any amazing content. I'll see you on the next episode. Peace. If you enjoyed that episode, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content. And take it a step further and go ahead and join our private community over on Patreon, because it comes with some pretty bomb perks, including early and discounted access to our upcoming events, behind the scene exclusives with some of your favorite guests, the opportunity to call in on an upcoming show, the chance to vote on topics and guests for brand new shows, and I'm even giving you unlimited access to my vault of business classes where I'm teaching you everything from Airbnb to developing digital products and everything in between. And you can get access to our Patreon for as little as $5 a month, okay? Get in where you fit in, and I'll see you on the inside. Peace.